Good afternoon friends, how are you all? Thank you for joining me, Toni in the studio today. I hope you've all got a cup of tea. Today's going to be a little bit different. We're going to breathe and relax, and we're just going to have the most chilled out half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour together. I know you've all been waiting for today, so grab your cup of tea or your cup of coffee and get sat down and just absolutely enjoy the show. I was saying on air yesterday or the day before, it's been a bit of a whirlwind really. I don't feel like I've been away from TV, but given the circumstances, we do live life in fast forward. So whilst we're here in studio, we are going to pause, and we're just going to take every single day as it comes, and we will do whatever we're told and be good and be safe and just basically stay together. I'm not going to say anything else on it. If you're safe at home and smiling, I'm happy. We are safe here. There is nobody else in the building. We are self-isolating at our little unit and at home, so make sure you stay safe. We'll get through this together. So in today's studio, I am going to show you the lovely new yellow pad, which you all had a sneak peek on one of the videos that I popped over on Facebook, and I am going to just talk you through what comes in the collection and some lovely projects that you can make with them. All I will say to you is today I'm just going to show you them, and then I'm going to give it a couple of days if people want to order them, and then when you get them home you can craft along with me in studio, and I'll pick a day when I think everybody's got their order and we'll craft together. If you don't like the orange paper pad, that's absolutely fine. Some people don't like that sort of colour wave. Get out a paper pad that's in your stash, okay, so you can still craft along with me and you can just do it in your own colours. But if you do like the colours that I'm going to show you here today, as always, you can get them over on the search engine on our website. Just pop FBL in there. They are our new items. They should come up top for you. But like I say, if you do want to craft along, you don't have to have these items. You will have maybe some of our earlier paper pads, or maybe somebody else's paper pads. And what we're going to do, what we are going to do is we're going to create a lovely box with some note cards and envelopes. We're going to decorate the box, we're going to make the note cards, and we're going to decorate the top of the box, and I'm going to make a gift for a friend. So if you are able to get to the post office and pop it through that letterbox, or get to your local store, if it's inside a supermarket and you're able to slip a little gift in the post for a friend, then you can. Obviously, if not, you can save it till all this mayhem is over and you can send it afterwards. So we're going to craft along together and do a gift. I'm not going to do any prep before the show, so literally we will do it together, from opening it out of the packaging and making that lovely gift together. If you have the blue paper pad, if you have the pink paper pad, or you have our lovely Tell Me a Story collection, those will all work with the project, okay? So don't think you have to get these, but if you do like them, you know where to go. So let's just talk you through how lovely they are. Completely different, guys, and not like any colours maybe I've seen. I'm trying to chop it up with the colours and be a little bit different, because those paper pads are stacking up in very similar colours. So you saw our blue paper pad and that went down a storm. So this one is more like autumnal colours, should we say. Oranges, greens, it's got a hint of red in there. So first of all, as always, you get the 12 by 12, so you can see this here. Then you get the 8 by 8 in here. So I'll just quickly flick through. So as you did with the blue and the pink, you get the beautiful tags on the back. You get your beautiful postcards. You get your common wood grain, because that's an absolute must. And look at these colours here, super bright, uplifting, cheerful, orange wood grain, absolutely gorgeous. And then we have some beautiful flowers in there. Now this is the stamp that goes with the pink collection, so if you had the pink collection, that will work with this paper pad. They all cross border, cross pollinate, and all work together. So you can see there, you get your beautiful birds. Now that looks like brown to me, but it's actually burgundy. It's beautiful. You can see the big bird up there. Some lovely washers on there with some beautiful flowers, and this is the flower that's in the stamp set, so it all works. Look at this is totally different. And if you like our backgrounds where we fussy cut it out and then we pop some colour behind and make it look like it's a watercoloured image, you are literally good to go. And then the top on my favourite, which is this one. So you just fussy cut around here And then we fill in the white spaces with some lovely ink and make it look like we've painted it, when really we haven't. So the fabulous QR code is on the rear, as always, and this will take you to any tuition. All I will say to you is if you can just be patient with the QR codes at the moment. Obviously people are working from home, so we're not able to update the QR codes and get those on there for you at the moment, but as soon as things level out and get back to normal, we'll start loading them on all again when staff are back in the building and things like that. So something has to give, and fortunate for you guys at home, it's only that, because everything else is business as normal, and I'm still going to be here every day until whenever it's over, and if I'm obviously not in here, I'm at TV. So you'll be sick to death of seeing me, I'm sure. So you get it in 12 by 12, you get 8 by 8, and then you get the lovely coordinating stamp and die. So as we can see, super huge flower here, beautiful to build up, and then you get your foliage elements, you get some lovely sentiments which all fit within the tags that are in the rear of the paper pad, and then you get the 2 large outline dies to go around your 2 large elements. So I'm just showing you it today just to say you that it is available if you do want to craft along next week. It will be going to TV as well at some point. We're just waiting for the date confirmation on that one, but just to keep you all busy, this will be available. But like I said, if you do want to do the project, dig out the other paper pads if you obviously don't like this one, or you know, and then I appreciate people are watching the pennies, but I am here for the inspiration and nothing else. So I am looking down, I can see all the lovely comments. Thank you so much for joining me, all the regular faces: Hi Enid, Tracy, Amanda, Patricia, Viv, Selma, Ruth, and Ruth is very naughty. She's probably sat at home thinking, oh my gosh, what have I done? She spotted them on the website before I came to her. She's obviously keeping an eye on the website. So, but it's okay, we love you, Ruth. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do some demonstrations using the stuff that we used on Create and Craft the other day, because core blimey, it sold out in 4 minutes. And I don't have talkback, and the only reason I don't have talkback is because it would confuse me. Like, I'm trying to listen to the presenter, trying to listen to what's going on, trying to explain what I'm trying to explain. So having somebody in my ear would totally confuse me. So I make the decision not to have it, but I could hear it in the presenter's ear saying, I think we've got a technical issue, and it actually wasn't. The stock was there, then it disappeared. 4 minutes. So thank you so much. So some of you may have the products already and will be able to craft along, but as always, we'll be using them in studio and you'll be able to craft along with me. So let's just set this one aside. So you can see from the set here, bless a little heart, Victoria from our design team has done lots of samples using the products that were in show the other day. It was unfortunate, she works for the NHS, so you can imagine the hours are relentless, but she still managed to get these to me. Albeit they were late for TV, they are greatly appreciated, so thank you so much, Victoria, they are beautiful. So let's crack on. First demo then, let's use these 2 lovely items, the foliage ones, and this is a large circle die, and then you get the coordinating small die in there too. So first off, back to basics. I appreciate not everybody's seen my studio, not everybody watches week in and week out. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it first and show you how lovely it is when it's cut. So I'll just grab my plates. If you do hear any laughing or giggling, my son is sat in the corner. He has his earphones in, but he is listening to a story. So if you do hear any giggles, it's not Tim, it's Tom. So I'm just going to pop that on my mat there. Just some normal cardstock. Pop it to the side, and then let's just run this one through. That's dangerous, so dangerous. So we'll just run this one through my cut and boss here. These ones will actually go through the snap machine as well, so if you've got a snap machine, you're absolutely good to go too. I hope everybody's staying safe and is listening to government guidelines. It is for your own protection. I would hate for anybody to get poorly. Just need to do as we're told and just get through this. We can have a big party after. We'll do something to celebrate once it's all over, I'm sure. So then, as you can see there, you get this beautiful embellishment. Can we see that? It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm just going to get my poker tool and pop out all of these bits. So the technique I'm doing here you could use with the daffodil, the daisies, the tulips, it all works. And it's just down to preference which design you are going to use. So that's the large one there. So let's set that aside. So in fact, whilst we're actually cutting, let's do all our cutting together. I am going to use the little one too, so let's get rid of this excess. And what I'm going to do with the little one is I'm going to pop it in the bottom corner inside the card, just as like that extra feature, you know, where you get a little bit of embossed detail inside or you get a beautiful insert inside, it's just that extra embellishment. That's what we're going to do. Have a quick cup of tea. Normally I leave it and I come back to it after the show and it's clap cold. And I am insistent every time that I do have one, but it is always cold. So today I'm just going to make sure I take the time to breathe and have a cup of tea. I know you're probably all having a cup of tea at home, so some might think it's a little bit unprofessional, but today is okay. So let's pop out all of these bits, and the design is still exactly the same detail, no changes just because it's been reduced in size. There we go. Can we see? Oh, pop that one out. What was a few there? Can we see that there? Beautiful. I'll just get rid of that one and that one. There we go. So we've got our lovely two designs, super, super large, super, super small. So what we're going to do is, already ahead of time, is I have a black top folding note card. Here we are, see, just nothing fancy, just a black top folding note card. And then I have a piece of white card, and it's a way thinner, so the top and bottom are the same, there's no border, but there is a border down the left and the right. And I think it's sometimes nice to offset your artwork, you know, have a thin border and a thick border, just to give your card a little bit of dimension and maybe a different, you know, point of difference rather than the standard matte and layers that we always do. So I'll just move that to one side. Ahead of time, what I've done is I've cut 2 or 3, as you all know I like my embellishments, and I think I've cut 3 there and I've glued them together, so this one is quite hard. But with this one, we're going to do something different. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my scissors here. I'm just going to cut this embellishment away from its circle. So snip away that circle. And then we'll have a beautiful foliage embellishment. Can you see here when you take it away how? See? So let's just remove it from here. And here. So I'm just going to leave it connected here, but it will eventually come away from there. I'm just keeping it connected because it will separate into 3 parts if I remove that bottom part. I'm not quite ready for that yet. So I'm just going to grab some card. I'm just going to pop this on my mat, and I'm using my watercolours just on my little palette here, nothing fancy. You can use your pencils, you can use what you've got at home, you can use alcohol markers for this technique if you want to. I just prefer to do the watercolouring technique. I'm just getting my brush wet on there. So these are the lovely brushes that we did on Marla show yesterday. You all loved them, which is super cool. I've got the pink ones here, and I'm just using the flat headed brush there. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint these green all over. So I'm just getting a good mix of colour on there. I'm just going to paint straight over. In like a citrusy green colour. One layer of colour. So you can see when I lift it up how gorgeous is that, just with covering it in green there. It looks really, really lovely. So I'm not going to dry it off, I'll just turn. I was going to turn it over, but I don't want to mucky my new mat. Crazy, aren't we? So then I'm going to go for the darker green this time, and I'm just going to mix it in. And this time I'm just going to add a little bit of detail. So I'm going to go up the stalk or stem, up to the green areas. And this is a great thing about a flat brush, you can get into all that detail. Like so. And then with the same colour, I'm just going to take the colour on one side. Okay, not all of it, just one side like that, and that will give you instant light and shade. Have the courage to do this, you don't have to be an artist. So I'm not taking the colour over the whole leaf, just half. And it will dry back 2 shades lighter. So let's go into the centre of this one. And just because you've used the 2 colours, it will give you instant light and shade without you really thinking about it. It will just naturally happen. So let's just do half. Just pop it a bit darker down here, look. When this dries back, you'll be thinking, oh, it's gone back, way back lighter than I thought it would. So have the courage to get that colour laid down. And at the end of the day, it is a piece of card. You know what we can do with it. We can get another piece, can't we? So I'm going to give that opportunity to dry. And what we'll do is the buds on there are some little buds. Can we see those little circles? Let's pop a little bit of red in those, make them look little red buds. Is there just 2 on there? Yep, just the 2. So let's dry this one off. Isn't it lovely in garden? We absolutely love our garden. The sunshine is out today here in Wakefield. I don't know what the weather's like where you guys are, but it's absolutely beautiful here today. Better get my sketchbook out and do some more lamination stamps, because I know you're all waiting for those. Albeit I have done some, just not had a chance to put them together in a collection yet. So there we can see the lovely, can we see the shadow, the shading. So you've got like 3-tone. But when you come to put your card together, your card won't look flat, it will look dimensional just because you've overlaid one colour on top of other. I haven't tried to blend it, I don't want it to look like we've spent ages blending it, I want it to be more realistic. So, let's just set this one aside. And we're going to bring in our lovely embellishment here, what we've already die cut and made into like a hard embellishment. Can we see that there? And then this one, can we see here? But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to stick it completely flat. Here's one as well I've done earlier, so I've got 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create like decoupage, but I'm going to create it myself. So let's get some glue behind here. So the main part of it, so the foliage stem is going to be glued, but I'm not going to glue the tips of the flowers because I'm going to curl them and make it look 3D, just to be different. What I need to do is exactly what I told you about though. If I let's cut away the rest of this circle, because the circle is staying white. So these pieces will come away. Don't worry about it. They don't bite once you cut them off the off the frame. So we have like one piece there, another piece there, and then the bit that's actually attached to the circle, I'm just gonna finely cut some of the green so I get the lovely circle around the edge, so we've got that embellishment there. So understandably, this little piece here, I am going to stick completely flat because it's quite small, isn't it? So let's get some glue, give it a good shake. I am popping it on the back of my hand, but if you're not, if you've got sensitive skin and things like that, pop it on a glass mat. So I'm going to stick this one flat onto here. See, it's coming together now. Oh, I hope everyone's okay. I just saw a little comment there. I hope everyone's okay. Just make sure we are all staying safe. So I'm going to pop this down the centre here, and exactly what I said earlier is I'm going to just stick sort of like the vein part of the embellishment on, and the rest is going to be 3D'd. So we'll turn our artwork round. And when you've got it in place, push it into place. Can we see there? So don't want it to go flat, don't go flat. As always, we do give away the studio make, so after studio I will post a picture of what we've made and pop a comment below, and I will pick a random winner and we'll get a lovely card that we've made in studio out to you. I have sent a few more today, so fingers crossed the delivery service and Royal Mail allow us to be able to do all of those things. There's a lot of people digging deep at the moment, isn't there, to ensure we all get the day-to-day things like, and I appreciate people are probably still sending things by Royal Mail to families, so it's great that they're able to continue on for our sake, and I'm sure at the end of it a lot of people will be recognised for what they've done. We'll throw a big party. So there, can we see that there? Look at the dimension, it's really, really beautiful. Quite pleased with that one. So the second one that I did to create it even more, so I think normally decoupaging is about 2 or 3, isn't it, layers? I'm not a decoupager, but back in the day I think probably most of you will know that the decoupaging elements was quite detailed, wasn't it? So what I'm going to do is I am going to just elevate a little bit more on there. So let's snip away some of these elements. So let's go for this top one here. I'm just going to give it some dimension, some texture. I'm just going to dip the end of it in. I'm just going to overlay it on top of there, so it's got like sort of like got 3 layers. Obviously, if you're not into dimension and texture, you don't have to do the 3 layers. The 1 layer does look amazing, but because I'm doing something different, I am just going to absolutely go for it and do it different. Make sure it's direct on top. So I've got 3 lovely layers going on there. And then I think what we'll do is we'll 3D this whole part again. So I'm just going to give it just a twist with my finger there. If you've got the ball tools and they help, that's amazing. Let's get some more glue. And because I coloured these at separate times, I have got 2 shades of green, so they don't perfectly match, which gives it even more texture. You see there how it's coming together? That looks really, really pretty. So let's just maybe pop this one on top. So some of them will have 2 layers, some will have 3. You'll know yourself when you're making it at home when to stop, I'm sure. Paper piecing, I'm I'm loving it. It is so therapeutic at the moment, isn't it? So did you all see the lovely video we posted with regards to Tom painting a picture of a craft celebrity? And then we're going to post it, he's done it, I'm going to post it later, of a craft celebrity. So it could be a presenter or it could be a guest presenter on Create and Craft, and you have to guess who it is. So if you guess who it is underneath, out of all the people that guessed correctly, Tom will send you a personal card. So it's just something to take our mind off things. We'll do this one today, we might do another one tomorrow. If people guess quickly, we might have to do another one tomorrow. But we're going to do quite a few of these because we've had so much fun today painting them. I showed him a picture and I left him to it. 20 minutes later I came back to the biggest eyes. And well, I will not spoil the surprise because he has worked really hard today to get something that's beautiful. This person doesn't even know that he's painted them, so it'd be a nice surprise. So watch this space. So there we can see, look, we have our beautiful, can we see like 3D embellishment on there. Beautiful. Something a little bit different, and you could do this with the tulips. If you bought the tulip one, if you just bought one, just give the heads of the flowers that little curve and then 3D them on 2 or 3 layers, maybe pinks and purples and oranges and things like that. So let's bring in our card. Now we could just pop this flat like so and be done, stick it on and then be done. But let's make it a little bit different. What I'm going to do is, you probably think, no, you're going to ruin it. Scream at the camera, feel free, I don't mind. So I've just popped glue like just over half of this embellishment here. What I'm going to do is just move this one out of the way. I'm going to stick it off center. Does that make sense? And you will see why in a second. And because it's an embellishment and we stuck those layers together, those 2 or 3 layers together, it does actually look like an embellishment. It's already got dimension. So I'm just going to give that a second to grab without disturbing my leaves. So whilst that's drying, let's get some beautiful embellishments for these lovely heads on here. I am going to go clear and I'm going to go small. Then you'll still get the beautiful red coming around the red that we painted on there. We see that there? So they look like sparkly red berries. Can we see that there? So I'll just lift it up while it's drying. So you still get the red around the outside, but you get the lovely sparkle in the centre too. So has it stuck? I think it's good to go with that one. Might have to pop a bit more glue under there, but so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this embellishment so it's in keeping with my card. Can we see that there? I'm just going to chip away this circle. It would have looked beautiful overlaying onto the black, so maybe you would like to try that at home, but I'm taking that edge off there so we have this beautiful like aperture. Even though it's a circle, we've made it not a circle. I'm just going to pop some glue under here because I didn't go quite far enough with the glue. And if somebody is going to win it, I would hate for it to drop apart before they even get it. There we go. So I'll just give that a second. And then let's get this stuck onto our card. Hope you're liking this card. You will, if you haven't got these dies, you will have something in your stash where you could recreate this. Do you have a circle die? And do you have some foliage? You would be able to do it with that. Cut the circle die several times, get the 3D like circle, then cut your foliage and just sit it within. You can do it without. So I am going to push it over so we've got a thick edge and a thin edge. Take that right to the top, just give it a second to grab on there. Get rid of any spillage of glue. Just give that a second to grab. So, hello Denise, hi Shirley, hi Denise. Shirley, I hope you're well. I hope your husband's well too, darling. Karen, Christine, Maxine, Annette. Lovely to see you all as normal. You think I keep you going, but lovely when I see the faces, you guys do keep me going too. Because other than what's going on at the moment, it's just family and craft, isn't it? Which is not a bad thing. You won't hear me complaining. Just have to make the most of the situation. So I've just got these lovely sparkly gems with some gold on there, and I'm just going to drop them in this circle. I always try and tuck half of the gem underneath, then it doesn't look like you've tried to fill a space. So you get half like in and half out, if that makes any sense at all. So they're just popping out, just a suggestion. I just think it looks a little bit more elegant. So we'll pop 3 in there. And there we have a 3D. I'll just twist it a little bit for you. There we go, 3D embellished card. Something a little bit different. Absolutely. If you don't like the white on the back, turn your embellishment over and colour it in the same green. Okay, you don't have to have that white back. Obviously I'm just here to maybe inspire you, and then you take it and do as you wish. But there we go, we'll leave that one as is. So I hope you like that one. You'll have to let me know at the end which card you like the best. I do have 2 cards for you. So yep, 12 weeks Shirley, when we will take every day as it comes. As you all know, I am launching Craft Academy. I've got so much going on in my brain. Craft Academy on the 6th of April, and we will let you all know further details. It's something that we were launching in the summer. We've brought it forward. It was an 8-week program, and now we're making it a 12-week program just to get people through this time, because albeit a lot of people, it's a big advantage for a lot of people when you already are self-isolated already without this. So you spend all your time at home on your own with sick loved ones, or you are on your own. You know, it's just that added pressure, isn't it, of knowing that, you know what, I didn't go out before, but you know what, I really can't go out at all now. So we are here for you every day, hopefully. So let's move on to our second card. I don't want to talk too much about what's going on outside, because this is the time to get our spirits lifted, enjoy craft, enjoy what we love doing. And maybe you might walk away from the studio and go and craft, take your mind off it. So let's just get rid of these bits on here. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to use another one of the dies. A different one, different concept, different way. So I have some white cardstock. I am just reading the comments, so. So for the next card, I am going to use the rectangle one. And let's cut out the one that's probably going to be the most difficult, with all the detail and the smaller parts on there. Now I am cutting it, I'm going to pop it on a slight angle, just to help the die cutting machine get into all that detail and run it through. So I have had a few questions about, you know, what's happening with TV, what's happening with Create and Craft. All I can say is that Create and Craft have put in so many measures to protect us as guest demonstrators, and so many measures to protect their staff. They're working on sort of a skeleton team. I'm just going to run this one through twice because it is detailed. So they are working on like a skeleton team. Every door in the building is propped open. You don't physically have to touch a door handle, and there is gel and cleaning products and everything we need within a metre of your arms, basically. It's everywhere. and everybody is taking it very, very serious with the 2 metre distance in there. So TV at the moment is running absolutely fine, and fingers crossed it stays that way, just for the sanity of myself and everybody at home, because if you watch Create and Craft every single day, then it's going to keep us all going. Until the government say otherwise. If the government say we have to close, we have to close. We don't have a choice in it. We will do as we are told. But up until that point, we just need to follow the guidelines and basically make the most of what's going on. Or not make the most of it. It's really not the right terminology, is it? So I'm just going to pop out all of these bits. Sorry, I'm just reading the messages that are down on my screen. Don't think I'm ignoring you for a second. I'm not. I'm reading all the messages that you're all posting to me, which is lovely. So thank you so much. We have a new member today. Hello. I won't say member because you're not members, but hello, John. We are live most days at 3 p.m. for between half an hour and an hour, and we use all the products that we launch over on Create and Craft, or before Create and Craft, or after Create and Craft. And if we're not here, the reason we're not here is because I'm actually at television. So it's a great place to come and get a little bit of inspiration anytime, not just in this period. We've been doing this for nearly 2 years now, and people have been watching us. We have our regulars that watch week in and week out. So say hi to John, everyone. You're very welcome. So, ahead of time, I've cut two of the pieces here. Can we see that there? And again, there are 3 pieces stuck together. And again, I think there's 2 on that one, 2 on this one. Now, it looks beautiful, white in white, and I'm going to keep it that way. I just love the idea of something being perfectly white. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this one direct on top of this one. I'm going to glue, because the frames are exactly the same size, go all the way around the edge like so, into that little bit of detail if you can. Don't forget to share Studio with all your friends, and then if anybody is wanting that little bit of inspiration, they can come along and follow. So I'm just sticking that one directly on top. Give it a second to grab. These are so beautiful, and we these sold out in 4 minutes, which is absolutely amazing. It's never happened to me before, hasn't that one? But we're bringing these back pretty much imminently. So if you did miss out on them, please don't worry, we're bringing them back. We have some more for you all. So there we go, we have our lovely sort of like 3D frame. You all know that if you change the colour in the back, you end up with a different look, and most of the cards do have a different colour in the back. I was just seeing if I had one to hand, but because today in studio I want to show you different ways of using them if you've bought them, we are going to be doing a white on white. There we go. So what are we going to do next, you ask? I'm just going to have a quick cup of tea because it's going cold, and as promised I said I wouldn't let it go cold. Right, I have some ribbon here. Check me out with ribbon. So I have some white satin and some black. And before show I couldn't actually decide what I was going to do, so maybe you can help me out. So because it's a white on white card, I did feel like we should really stick with white. Does everybody agree? So I'm just cutting some of the satin ribbon here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a wrap around the card. So I'm just going to turn my embellishment over and pop some tape on here and here. I'm just going to pop the satin ribbon over the front there. Where did I stick? There we go, I stuck it there I think. We'll wrap it behind. Don't worry if it's too long, it can always be trimmed, so make sure it's straight. Like so, and then when we turn it over, we'll just get rid of those legs. Two long legs, you'll see them through. You see there, so we've got like a satin ribbon band on there. And now we're going to have let's just trim some of this off. Nice bow. So the way that I do bows is I create two ears. I don't know if anybody knows of a better way. There probably is a better way because I always do everything the difficult way. And then I wrap them round and I push them through. It doesn't always work, but hey ho. That's it. And then I pull the legs as small as I need them to be. Keep tightening and tightening until I get it to the size I want it to be. Let's just have a look at our artwork. Maybe a bit smaller. He's enjoying his story, ladies and gents. So I'm just going to cut those legs off there. I'm just going to give my ribbon a little bit of shape by cutting it on an angle rather than your traditional straight. Here we go. So I have this piece of like coppery pearly card here. Now I have cut this by hand, so it's not very straight. I couldn't find a guillotine. Hey ho, you will still get the results you require to do this project at home. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you. Let's pop some tape behind here. You can use wet glue as well. You are probably better, if you are giving it to a loved one, to use the wet glue. It's stronger, it lasts longer. These tape pens, as fabulous as they are a quick fix, but they do dry out, so just be mindful of that. So I'm going to pop this onto this piece of copper card. Like so, so we can see that coming together already. So white on white, it looks like a 3D embellishment. It's beautiful. I cannot stress, because I'm under so much lighting, I never get to see the realistic look. I hold something up and I tell you it's beautiful, but I don't know if it's showing on TV actually how beautiful it is. But it is truly beautiful. And then we have our lovely bow. But before we go any further, let's just check out my stash, because I did have something pre-cut. There we go. So from the lovely new pad, we have the lovely tags. So this is going to be in keeping with this beautiful background I've got going on here. So I am going to use the lovely new stamp, and we're going to use one of the sentiments from there. And the sentiments fit beautifully within the tags. Just make some space. And we'll just get the stamp set. In the tags they have like a muted out area so you can see your stamp, so when you come to stamp inside you can see it there. So I'm just going to go for Have a Lovely Day. Let's go for that one. We'll pop it in there. We'll stamp it out in black. And just pop that on there like so. So we have our beautiful tag. If you have a little hole punched to hand, you can punch out the little hole in there too. But I think when I come to put it on my card, it's going to be hidden, so I'm not going to be over precious about it. I think it's going to be okay. So let's bring in our card and our lovely bow. just straighten its legs out a little bit. Now you could do a really big bow if you wanted to. You could double bow. Double bows look quite pretty, don't they? So I'm just going to pop some of this tape onto this ribbon here, and I'm going to pop some on the tag too. And I'm going to pop the tag down first. Now you could pop a foam pad behind there if you wanted to, but I'm just going to go flat with this. I like the detail on the white so much that I really don't want to distract your eye to anything else really. So, and then we'll pop this bow and hopefully you'll still be able to see that lovely sentiment, and there we go. Probably mount it onto a white top folding note card. So we have this one and we have the dimensional foliage one. Let's just stand this one up. There we go. So which do you like the best? You will have to, let's just turn them both down so you can see the dimension. There we go. You'll have to let me know which one you like the best. I will post the picture on social media as soon as I come off air right now, and then if you pop a comment on and let me know if you've enjoyed the show and is it a technique that you will try, I will pick a random winner and get something posted out to you with a message in from me personally. So that's the end of studio today. I will see you all again tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Just stay safe, stay indoors, do as you're told. That means we can all still craft together. Take care everyone. Bye darling.